Good morning, listeners. Today I'm talking about a songwriter whose name may not be on everyone's billboard, but whose work shaped the sound of rock music for a generation. His name is Joe Melson, and he was a driving force behind some of Roy Orbison's most unforgettable hits. Melson reached the age of 91 and passed away on July 1, surrounded by family in his Nashville home. The news came from his son-in-law and manager, Dwayne Byerociations. Though he didn't enjoy the limelight himself, his songwriting imprinted on the world through Orbison's unmistakable voice and poignant lyrics. When we think of early rock and roll, we picture at a dance club, guitar riffs, and quick-spoken words. In the late 1950s, before lovers' ballads dominated the charts, the scene in Odessa, Texas, was largely hard-driving beats and simple, direct lines. Two young men were part of that world: Joe Melson, a clerk for Standard Oil by day, and Roy Orbison, a local rockabilly player with a raw talent for melody. They shared gigs, shared the same streets, and eventually met in the most unlikely of ways. One winter afternoon, Orbison was in his car, humming a tune that sat in making melodic, and Melson tapped his car window. A conversation sparked and an instant partnership was born. Word is that from that first meeting they were in sync right away. Orbison would do most of the singing, while Melson was the one in the background, listening and writing with a tight, lyrical flow. Melson had a keen ear for Orbison's voice. He saw a singer who could climb 3 octaves with a soft blues infusion, and it painted the perfect portrait for the drama they'd later create. They wrote songs that drew on melancholy, jealousy, even fear, moods that matched Orbison's signature black-dyed hair, and that eerily slick wraparound sunglasses style. Their first real hit together was Uptown in 1959, a minor success that set their partnership on a trajectory that would soon break the funk of the charts. The next year brought their most celebrated partnership, Only the Lonely. The track cracked the US top 10, peaking at number 2 in the United States and number 1 in Britain. The song was a universal anthem for the wayward romantics, and its infectious hook, with Melson's vocal guide on the dum-dum, dummy-do-wong part, was played on a record that even Elvis Presley bought in bulk to hand out to friends around Memphis. Blue Angel comes next. Melson's second child, a daughter named Michelle, was born at the cusp of a life hinting at bittersweet possibilities. While driving home from the hospital and pulled over for speeding, the emotional surge sparked Melson to write the next tune that would later climb the charts. The piece, titled Blue Angel, hit number 9 in 1960. He then followed up with the group's first number 1 hit, and soon after that began a career I cannot oversell in a single story. The partnership blossomed and produced over 200 songs together, including classics such as Running Scared, Crying, and the timeless Blue Bayou. They marked a new era of melodic rock ballads, moving away from no-frills slapdash rhythms and injecting operatically soaring hooks with emotional depths. While the field around Odessa was filled with high-energy performers, Melson and Orbison's transformation laid a new standard for how a love song could echo powerfully long after the initial blast. Today they're still remembered for their poetic lyricism, distinctive arrangements, and still-talky collaborations. Joe Melson was a quiet genius at the heart of a mark-making partnership that brought song into a new dimension, setting a blueprint for ballad-driven songwriting that echoes across the decades. His soul-filled creative legacy remains as bright as the chart numbers reflected, though behind the scenes. In a loss for tea which is seldom in news, the song CRIGY may not publicized by analysis, but that's because its records opened a new feeling to mankind. Through his youthful heart, a generation of fans would find the sound and the style in this Australian museum. His voice was iconic. Joy and Easy and Many People Jazzed the US was 1963. The final piece of this story is the quiet reminder that a single conversation over an intercom can change the guiding direction of both an ordinary clerk's and interurban seeking. Thank you for listening. Until next time, keep hearing.